Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Career Mode. Now I just want to say a huge thanks for the support on the last video. It was truly awesome. Nice to see you guys really help support my sort of videos, I suppose. It's really cool to see. But I had a game against Sunderland, and the big development we left off of from last time was the fact that Muriel was on his way out. Same with Ter Stegen. As you can see, they're both in the lineup for this squad because they're still negotiating contract terms. But we have agreed certain fees, 69 million for Muriel, and I believe it was 25 million for Ter Stegen. So they're doing that, but this will be both of their last games. So I really wanted it to go down well. I really wanted both of them to enjoy it and just play well, really, because it was a bit of a send-off. You know, Muriel has been absolutely magnificent for this team. You know, I said he's come, I believe, an entire 11 stats away, and there he is doing what he does best, which is just get goals. That's literally it. He is really an awesome player, and one of the things I kind of want to ask you guys, it's a bit of a favor, I suppose, really, is if there's anyone out there who would be interested in kind of making like a Muriel tribute video. I don't know if that's possible, but I'm talking about when he's played for QPR, and again, there he is, just doing his business, scoring with his left foot this time from outside the box, and I don't know, it would just be kind of cool, and it's just an idea if anyone wanted to make that. Unfortunately, I don't know if I have the time to do it because I'm making these career mode Ultimate Team videos, but it's just an idea. If anyone wanted to make it, then feel free to give it a go, and I'll be sure to check them out. But yeah, I reckon it'd be kind of cool, and Muriel has just been such an awesome feature of this series so far. But it's time to move on, time to go on to bigger and hopefully better things. But as you can see, El Shaarawy puts a bullet into the back of the net, and again there by Goetze. And unfortunately, as you can see, his celebration, he was hobbling like an old granny there, just looked as if he had a bit of a hip problem. And unfortunately, that was the case. Goetze, again, another midfield injury. What is going on here? You have the likes of Goetze, Merkel, and who was the other one, though? And Sahin as well. Three of my huge centre midfielders unfortunately getting injured, but I had Stanko on the bench and I managed to bring him on. But a 6-1 win over Sunderland is very convincing, and a very solid win indeed. But as you can see, there is Ter Stegen is sold. He is out. Unfortunately, Goetze pulled his quad, so I think it said 3 or 4 weeks there. And yeah, so you know, we were on the lookout. We needed a new keeper. They quoted me 14 million for Lloris, and you know, I had to pay something around that. I was really excited to see how it would all pan out, and Lloris is definitely the goalkeeper I was really keen on, because when I played with him back in France, I found him just a really solid keeper. But if you guys remember in the last episode, I inquired into him and they said a bid for around 14 million will certainly get us interested. So that's exactly what I did, and 14 million for a 91 rated keeper. Please tell me that is awesome. But then Bayern Munich decided to chuck in a bid for Nastasic, and Nastasic is 22 years old, 86 rated. You have got to be kidding me. So I made his counter offer humongous, and I highly doubt they would ever consider accepting that, because you know, it's just the way it is. But unfortunately, there it is. Muriel, 69 million, and they allocated me 51 million over to the other club, and which is Real Madrid. And I am kind of like, this is awesome, but it's interesting, but I'm kind of sad to see him go. QPR star Muriel sold to Real Madrid, and there it is, guys. He is now long gone from the team, and it's time to go on to new things. But the big question is, and the question you guys probably have, who are you going to go for? I mean, last time we had a look at two main guys, Messi and Aguero. Those were the two guys that I was really keen on. You also have the likes of Balotelli, who looked like he could really develop into a solid player. And just, there were a lot of players that certainly interested me. Lionel Messi, age 28 there, because obviously I believe we're in the year 2016, so he's aged a little bit. Obviously, stats are still through this roof, 94 rated, but he's 28. He'll probably peak around this sort of time at the moment. But I believe he's something worth, his value's around 70,000, and they quote him, they want about 95 million for him. And as you can see, my transfer budget at the moment is 70 million, and that is by no means is that a weak transfer budget. In fact, that is very awesome. But unfortunately, You know, I don't think I'll be able to pick up Messi if that's the guy you were looking for. I also inquired into Eden Hazard, but Chelsea and Di Matteo were just like, nah, there's no way you're getting your paws on him. And the reason you guys might be like, why would you look into Eden Hazard? You know, he's a winger, he's not a striker. For the reason that I can actually play El Shaarawy as a striker, which is where he's probably best at, and then I can play, you know, someone like, like Eden Hazard and Neymar on both wings, and I think that would be a really solid effort. But unfortunately, you know, they quoted me 14 million, so I gave him 14 million when I inquired into him, and they told me that's just not good enough. You're gonna have to pay more than that. I was like, okay, it doesn't make too much sense, but I'll go with it. And I decided I would go on over and offer 16 million back. And as you can see, you know, he is 29 years old, so I reckon he has a few years left in him. But you guys know my aim with QPR is to just go and win some trophies quickly, and then see where else it leaves me. Another big thing was Spurs also said that they'd be willing. They quoted me 11 million for Bale, and I thought that was awfully cheap for a player of his caliber. That was just extremely cheap, but nevertheless, I decided I would go for that 11 million, and I put down 11 million for him, just to see what would come back, see if we'd get any sort of results, and you guys will have to see soon. But I bidded 23 million for Sergio Aguero because I reckon I might be able to pick him up for that sort of money. Unfortunately, though, Manchester City came back and said, nah, you're gonna have to start paying a little bit more than that, my friend. And that's exactly what I intend to do, because Sergio Aguero is a very hot commodity, and I'm certainly interested in trying to buy him. There's some other, like I said, there are some other strikers out there. You got Falcao. He's a little bit older though, so I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. And Baye finally gets back to me and says he wants to leave. You know, he's thought about it, and he'd appreciate it if I could put him on the transfer list. And so, you know, it's what he wanted, and he refused my contract. I wasn't willing to give him the money he was asking for, but you know, this could be the time where we part ways, because I did decide to put him on that transfer list. But I had a game against Everton, and as you can see, it's not a weak looking team, but it's certainly you know, not the best team that I could put out. As you can see, we had Green in there, Royce, which is a perfectly fine replacement for Muriel. Nowhere near as good as Muriel, but still a good replacement, and someone that I'm comfortable in putting as a, you know, as my striker. But Green, a little bit shaky. I had a game against Everton anyways, and it was my focus to bring in 3 points. A beautiful stop and turn from El Shaarawy there, and he buries that in to the nearer post, I suppose. And that was a good goal, and we were certainly playing good football. Stanko's actually a player, Stanko, however you like to say it, is actually a good player. You know, he is only 71 rated, so you can imagine there are certain first touch issues and things like that. But overall, a solid player, and definitely a good player to have in the squad, in the sense that he does provide a good bit of depth, and I feel comfortable in putting him on the team. But you know, that's Green, and Green is going to let those sort of near post goals go in quite frequently. But I managed to get myself a 2-goal cushion, and I was feeling comfortable there, but they managed to get one back from that slightly risky near post goal. And unfortunately, my defender, I believe that was Pogba, actually, my defensive mid, decided he didn't even want to touch the ball, and that gifted them a goal, and that gifted them a ticket to get back into this game. But a very nice ball through to Royce, and Royce, you hero. To step in like that, to take over a Muriel spot for now anyways, and to get the winning goal to make that 3-2 for a very important 3 points, that was absolutely crucial. And that was just really important for him to do that, and 3 points in the bag. Very happy with that. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We're coming up to the end. As you can see, Manchester City accepted my Sergio Aguero bid. Now it's down to the contract offer. We're going to have to wait and see what happens. We're going to also have to wait and see what happens with Lloris, and we're also going to have to wait and see what happens with the left back position, because we're going to need to sort that out as soon as possible. And yeah, so as you can see, they weren't willing to give me Gareth Bale no matter what. So that was that, and the transfer, 60 million was unacceptable. They wanted 17 million. So you guys are going to have to wait and see. Do I end up going for Lloris, or do I find another little bit of a gem to go in goalkeeper? And what happens in that left back position? Because it looks like this striker position is being handed over to Aguero. Again, a huge thank you for the support on my recent videos. It has been tremendous, and I hope you guys are enjoying. No adverts. I've explained it on a stream why that is, but there's no adverts on my channel at the moment, and I hope you guys kind of appreciate that and are enjoying it. So have a great day. I'll see you all later. Bye bye.